What's up everyone? Another eternity has passed, so that means it's time for the next part of my playthrough. Today we are gonna do Kaze 5. Kaze 5 was pretty hit or miss for most people. Some liked it for the creativity and the theme of the level, others just hated it for how big it was and for how confusing it was sometimes. I hope I can clear up some of the confusion once I stop falling down here. We have 4 quarters in this level. I'll show you when I'm on top of this thing. Right there is the red quarter. Right now I'm in the blue quarter. Over there is the yellow quarter, like behind the fortress in the middle. And over there is the green one. If you press these switches, the lights in that quarter, instead of blinking like they used to do at the beginning, or look at the run, it's still blinking, they start glowing all the time. And once they glow, you can go up to the gate with the same color, and the gate will open. There's a sign in the middle that explains it too, so the player shouldn't be too confused by this if he reads the sign. But many people when playing Mario ROM hacks like to not read the signs because of certain other ROM hacks that just write garbage on the signs. Yes, that happens a lot. Anyway, once you open them, you go into the gates and just follow the way, the path, and you will usually reach a star. There are also a bunch of new enemies here, like right there you saw the Octogoomba. These things are called Beepins. They are inspired by an online game I used to play before hacking Mario 64. So all the stars in this level are basically just step on the switch, open the gate and see what you get. Except of course the red coins. Next up, conquer the red tower. Yeah, we will have to go up the red tower and again press the switch. And the red tower is gathered by Octogoombas that we need to get around. You also see this green thing. If you step on a green thing, it will kidnap you and wreck you around the map. I thought this level was pretty big, so I thought I should give the player a more interesting way to move around the map if he wants to. So the player doesn't get bored by all the walking he has to do. You see the camera shaking here, that's because the camera tries to constantly zoom out here. Programmed it like that, so that once it's zoomed too far in, it zooms out again. Because if I hadn't done it like that, the camera would get stuck below the platforms here and you wouldn't be able to see Mario. And that would have been really, really annoying. Like it would have been impossible to do the star casually, you would have to know where everything is to do that. Probably should have done it without the shaking, but I guess I didn't see it anymore after I've tested so much. I really like this room. Back when I made this room, I didn't know how to decorate it, so just told Ginopio, hey, can you decorate this room for me? And see what he did. It's so good, dude. I don't know how he keeps doing stuff like that. Like, just look at the cables, it's so smooth. And he even did that with textures that were already in the level, because we had space issues like you always have with Mario ROM hacks. So, incredible job by Kinopio. The platform cluster. We need to go into the blue gate again. There are 3 paths up the blue gate. And you can follow each one for a star. So that's what we will be doing once we stop falling down, of course. So the platform cluster, it uses objects from Mario Galaxy again. I recreated a bunch of Mario Galaxy objects. For example, if you look at my More Objects patch, there are many. And the 1.0 version, this red block, used to spawn a bit more into my direction, and you could get squished under it and just die the stupidest death that ever existed in a Mario game. It's kinda stupid. There are a bunch of dead ends like this in this labyrinth. And many people try to just long jump over the extra star. I thought it was pretty funny when I saw that the first time. And many even succeeded, so... Yeah, that's the thing you can do if you don't find the right path. next up we have to shoot into the space thing. This is a target test. Well, we already know how to get up in the middle, so we just need to find the Bob-omb now. Luckily I know where the Bob-omb is. He's behind the yellow gate, so let's go to the yellow gate. I don't really like using the green things because I think I'm faster like this. Oh yeah, these are also new. They are kinda inspired by the Dongos in Ocarina of Time. They can bite at you. If you touch the tail, it will explode and they will also die. If you go next to the tail, they can swing at you like that and kill themselves by doing that. So these are not the biggest threats. They're just there because I wanted to program more enemies, basically. You can sometimes see, like right there you saw the yellow thing through the wall. That's because of some layering issue within Mario 64. If I hadn't done that, we'd have a Z-buffer issue and that would look even worse. So I decided for this one. There's actually another path you can take up the tower, where you don't have to open the blue gate, and I will show you guys that one right now. Right here. Just wall kick. Like right there it looked like I kicked off of thin air. The reason you can do that is because I had to save polygons in the collision map, because otherwise this would just lag horribly. So this whole thing is just a solid wall, even though it looks like there are many holes in it. Don't think many people really had an issue with that, because you don't want to jump into there anyway, and if I hadn't done that I would lag, so I think that was the correct decision. There's also... oh, right. Okay, I guess I don't need to explain why that is there. It would be really annoying if you just fell down and had to walk up all the way again, so... Imagine if I had to do that right there. We'd waste like 2 minutes in this part. Would be horrible. Next is the red coin mission and the 100 coins. I decided that for the 100 coin missions I'll start answering questions people asked me in the comments of the previous part, because there are many people asking questions, and I thought this is the perfect opportunity for that, because I don't have much to talk about during the 100 coins anyway. Many people asked me, how do I make ROM hacks? How does it work? What do I do? The answer is pretty big. I can only tell you to look at my tutorials, because they explain most of the stuff you need to know. Only thing missing right now in my tutorials is the ASM tutorial. I haven't really had the motivation to do that right now, because doing an ASM tutorial would require a lot of planning and video editing, and it would be hard to make it understandable to most people. So that would be a lot of work that I didn't want to do yet, but I hope eventually I feel motivated enough to do that. People ask also, how long did it take me to make this ROM hack? It took me 4,000 hours, roundabout. Spent over 2 years. Those were pretty intense 2 years. If you calculate it through, that's like 6 hours a day on an average day. And there are days where I wouldn't be able to ROM hack, so I usually, if I ROM hacked, I spend more than 6 hours a day on it. It kinda was my whole life when I was still working on it. Like, I used to not want to go to sleep because I still wanted to keep hacking, and I woke up every morning wanting to keep hacking. Like, it was really fun. Oh, right, there's also a fire flower in this. With that you can kill the Dodongo things without having to touch the tail. I actually wanted to grab the yellow tower, but I completely forgot. Because the yellow switch opened that gate where we will find a lot of coins. Not good with English today. Some people also ask me, if you can 0xA this game. Not sure how much of a joke that was, but actually, if you try to 0xA this game, you will find, or maybe you will find something if you do it right. Because I like to put Easter eggs into my games. So yeah, that's a hint for you guys. People also ask me why didn't I add Luigi, or would I want to add Luigi if I could. I didn't add Luigi because adding Luigi is a lot of work, especially with all the new power-ups. It would take me an eternity to add Luigi, because each power-up works by writing the changes to Mario's visuals into the model file directly, and for Luigi it would have to write completely different changes because of how the model files work. So that would mean that for each new power-up I would have to write a new code, and that on top of just adding Luigi would be a lot of work. While talking, I just completely forgot where I was in the game. Just kinda ran around randomly. Let me concentrate on this for a quick second. That's 7. Yeah, 8 should also be around here, and there should be enough coins, so that's all I need. Some people ask me if I studied anything related to programming. I actually study math, not programming. And I think regular programming doesn't help much with the ROM hacking, because what I do is ASM code, and ASM coding is very different from just regular programming. It's a lot more fun, a lot less frustrating, a lot harder. It's just better in every aspect. You should do ASM coding instead of programming. Programming is disgusting to me. I had to do that in college a bunch of times, and I absolutely hated it. But I loved ASM coding. If you have any more questions you would like to have answered, just ask me in the comments under this video, and I can talk about it. Because I have time during the 100 coins. A seek a shooting star. For this one, we have to find a shooting star. There actually is one. You see that right there on the top of the screen. It always falls into this one quarter, so it's not too hard to find it. You just have to kinda look up, and then you will see, and ooh, that was pretty lucky, and I'm getting kidnapped. Alright. That's everything for this part already. So I'll be seeing you guys in another eternity. Until then.